and welcome to the 2021 City of Lacey Virtual Mayor's Gala. We have a very special evening in store and are so appreciative that you, many caring folks in the South Sound community, are joining us tonight in support of our wonderful veterans. Every dollar raised this evening will help support the mission of the Lacey Veteran Services Hub. So now, from wherever you're watching, I'd like you to stand as River Ridge High School senior Haley Martini leads us in the national anthem. If you happen to be at the gym or enjoying a fine beverage somewhere, don't worry how you might look. In fact, invite those around you to stand as well. And now, Haley Martini with our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Let's all hear it for Haley Martini, wherever you are. Thank you, Haley. A wonderful job. She did a great job. We are so lucky to have people like her in our community. So I know I speak for hundreds of people watching this evening. That was touching, and it was beautiful. One of the most solemn ceremonies in the military community at a mayor's gala and a mayor's gala tradition is setting a table for the fallen, also known as the missing man table. The ceremony honors the fallen, missing, or imprisoned U.S. military service members who have not come home. All Americans should never forget the brave men and women who answered our nation's call to serve and fought for our freedom with honor. The observance symbolizes that they are with us here in spirit. For all in our country who benefited from their bravery, might, and aid, and those privileged to serve with them, call them comrades and rely upon them, they have surely not forsaken you. Remember, until the day they come home, remember. Now it is my extreme pleasure, ladies and gentlemen, to introduce one of the most ardent supporters of veterans that I have ever known. Ladies and gentlemen, Lacey Mayor Andy Ryder.
Thank you, Jerry. If I even knew how to put my tux back on, but the First Lady helped me. So just another reminder that this is a live event coming to you tonight, and so we're going to do our best. But it is a pleasure to welcome all of you to the 2021 Virtual Mayor's Gala. I just want to take a moment to welcome and recognize the other Lacey City Council members who are joining us tonight. Without the collaboration and support of the full council, the Veterans Hub would not be what it is today. So first up is Deputy Mayor Cynthia Pratt. Cynthia, are you with
Welcome
us?
to the Mayor's Gala. Please join me tonight to support our Lacey Veterans Hub, a national model to help our community vets.
And next up, we have Councilmember Carolyn Cox.
Hello, everybody. The growth and transformation of the Lacey Veterans Hub has been nothing short of stunning. It is the pride of South Sound, and I think we can all feel really good about this accomplishment. But what I feel the best about is when I think about how many lives have been touched and improved by the services that come out of the Veterans Hub, and how much more with this expansion that we're celebrating, how much more good we're going to be able to accomplish. Thank you, and everybody have a great time tonight.
Councilmember Malcolm Miller. I don't know if I see Councilmember Miller. How about Councilmember Michael Stedman? He's back.
Thank you, Mayor. You know, the Lacey Veterans Hub and the Mayor's Gala wouldn't be a success without the community support. So all of us, several business owners in the community like Brown and Sons Premium Cigars, Genuine Auto Glass, Creations by Rick, and GWM Woodworks have all come together and pledged $1,000 to support the Mayor's Gala and the Veterans Hub. Thank you for the community for making this happen.
Did we get Councilmember Miller?
Good evening, everybody. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Thank you. And everyone, welcome to the Mayor's Gala. You know, a tremendous amount of time, effort, energy, and resources has gone into the hub. We are unanimous and resolute in providing these services to the community. So we thank you all for your support.
Great, thank you. And I'd also like to recognize those who are unable to join us tonight. That's Councilmember Lenny Greenstein and Councilmember Ed Kunkel. But personally, I would just like to let the full council know that I have appreciated all the support that you've given me over the past years of being mayor of the city of Lacey. It's been the honor of my life, and to entrust me as your mayor is something that is I will never take for granted, so thank you. And I also want to thank the River Ridge High School student, Haley Martini, for her wonderful performance of the national anthem. Haley, that was so absolutely beautiful. And I'd also like to thank the producers of this evening's event, city staff Jenny Barsfeld, Donna Feliciano, John Koch, and Steve Kirkman. These four dedicated folks didn't let a little thing like COVID get in the way of putting together a terrific event in support of our veterans. We have the best staff at the city of Lacey, and they're just paralleled to none. And for all those out there who have logged on to this event to help support our deserving veterans, you are an enormous part of what makes the South Sound community so outstanding. But before I go on, I just would like to also mention someone very special to me. You know, a lot of people think that the mayor runs the day-to-day operations of the city of Lacey. That's actually not the case. We have an outstanding city manager, Scott Spence, and over the past several years, the city of Lacey has received tremendous accolades, and that has only happened because of the great relationship that the city council has and myself have with Scott Spence. He's doing an outstanding job, and Scott, I know you're listening. You mean the world to me, buddy, and you're doing great, and I know it's a tough job, but you do it with class. So we have a big night ahead of us, including some special guests we'll be hearing from a little later, and I'd like to take a moment to recognize my dear, dear friend, United States Congresswoman Marilyn Strickland will be joining us live this evening as the event's keynote speaker. We'll also be hearing from Colonel Jared Bordwell, the commander of the 1-2 Stryker Brigade of Joint Base Lewis McChord. They're our community connector. And we'll have an encore viewing of the first ever virtual collaboration of the Armed Forces Medley performed by the military band members located across the country. Our own Lacey Veterans Services Hub manager, Keith Looker, will provide us with a virtual tour of the newly remodeled and expanded hub facility. And we'll have a very special testimonial for one of the veterans that have benefited from the services offered at the hub. We all know the Lacey Veterans Service Hub is a very unique operation, and many of the core activities of the operation, from the reception desk to the client intake to database entry, are all provided by a group of nearly 40 of the most passionate and dedicated volunteers you will ever come across. Led by volunteer coordinator Shane Sullivan, these great folks make it possible for the hub to provide the essential services that are truly making a difference in the lives of those who have given so much to this country. Every year, these extraordinary volunteers collectively donate more than 5,000 hours to the cause. And thank you all. The doors truly cannot be kept open without you. And now I'd like to speak about the beneficiaries of this evening's event, our outstanding veterans. I know I speak for many when I express how honored I am that more than 30,000 veterans have chosen to call Thurston County home. They have shaped our region into the vibrant community it is, both economically and culturally. The hard fact is, however, that thousands of Thurston County veterans live below the poverty line. Nearly 8,000 suffer from a service-related disability. Sadly, 23% of the victims of suicide in Washington State are veterans. And that number in particular is why I've been so passionate about Lacey taking the lead and having an essential one-stop location for service providers in our community. We have been personally devastated by veteran suicide, like my family has when we lost my first cousin, Mitch Anwar, who was stationed right here at JBLM. You do everything you can to prevent another family from going through that same unimaginable grief. So from the bottom of my heart, I'm grateful that here in Thurston County, we're responding to these issues. Last year alone, nearly 7,000 client appointments were booked for services at the Veterans Services Hub, including VA benefits assistance, mental health and counseling, housing, financial, and nutrition assistance, employment, training, and education assistance, healthcare, screening, legal aid, transportation to medical appointments, more than 80 veteran service programs and providers now have an established relationship with the Veterans Services Hub. Just 4 years ago, there was less than 20. Some occupy permanent satellite offices within the facility. Others utilize shared rotating office space 1 or 2 days a week. Others provide regular training and counseling sessions in the facility's conference room. Still others have a warm handoff referral relationship for off-site programs and services. A recent study released by the Washington State Department of Veterans Affairs indicates that nearly 46% of Thurston County veterans are collecting their VA benefits. That's the highest percentage in the state. And according to that same study, most of Washington's counties, they only number in the 20s. So what does that mean? In Thurston County, we are collectively making an enormous difference. But there's still a significant amount of work to do, and very important work to be accomplished. We'll continue to strive to bring this number as close to 100% as possible in Thurston County. And we want every veteran to receive the benefits they have earned. In addition, we are more than happy to meet with other entities and share our experiences on how we've made the Veterans Services Hub a successful model, providing low barrier services for veterans. And there's even more good news. Thanks to significant support in the state legislature, the Veterans Services Hub received $2 million in state-funded facility energy improvements that will extend the structure's life and usability by decades. And through the Thurston County Urban County Partnership, approximately $425,000 federal community development block grant funding was also allocated to critical improvements at the building. In addition, the Federal Department of Veteran Affairs has significantly expanded its presence at the facility, enabling the VA to continue the provision of access to mental health services that so many of our veterans and their families have earned. Through our outstanding partnership with our landlord, the South Puget Sound Community College, the Veteran Services Hub has been able to significantly increase operating space within the building. Our outstanding veterans truly deserve so much from us. So much is owed for the sacrifices they have made for our country. You're all truly heroes by virtually attending this event this evening. It means a lot to me. It means even more to our wonderful veterans. Thank you again, and enjoy the gala.
Thank you, Mayor Ryder. Thank you so much. Thanks for all you do for Lacey. We know that the Lacey community has truly set the standard for support of our nation's deserving veterans. Thanks in no small part to the advocacy of Mayor Ryder. It is now my pleasure to introduce an encore presentation of the first ever virtual collaboration of the Armed Forces Medley. Now, this is performed by military band members that were playing from across the country in unison via Zoom. You veterans out there know how this works. When you get to your branch of the service, stand up and be recognized. So, ladies and gentlemen, tune in now to the medley video of the Armed Forces Medley.
In these difficult and trying times,
while we are isolated from our friends and family,
band members from the United States Army,
Marine Corps,
Navy,
Air Force,
and Coast Guard
would like to salute all the men and women of our armed services.
Whether you have served or are currently serving,
we invite you to stand wherever you are
when your service is presented.
The United States Army.
the United States Marine Corps.
The United States Navy.
The United States Air Force.
the United States Coast Guard.
So after that rousing song, we're going to conduct a live viewer poll. You can participate in this, ladies and gentlemen. So when we get the idea of who we're joined by tonight is what we kind of want to do. You should be seeing it on your screen right now. There should be something up there. Yeah, there you go, something that you can figure out. So what we first want to know is, are you currently in or have you previously served in the military? Yes or no? Just select that, and you'll see those results coming up on screen right now. We've got quite a few people that are in both active duty and veterans that are tuned in tonight. So look at this right here on the screen. We have the results of our first question. Active duty members, 4% showing up, 35% of veterans here, and people who have served one way or the other or active have also chimed in as well. So thank you very much on that. Thanks for tuning in tonight. So again, what branch of the military did you serve in? That's our next question. So you know the branches: Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine Corps, Coast Guard, Space Force, Army National Guard, or the Air National Guard. So you have those to choose from. I'm guessing there are not a huge amount of veterans from the Space Force yet, since that's relatively new, but we would love to have you chime in if, in fact, you are currently in the Space Force. We'll have those results coming up shortly. Just taking it as we go. This is live TV, ladies and gentlemen. And there we go. We got the reduced. More Army people have tuned in. Navies, maybe we're just not getting Wi-Fi out on the water right now, perhaps. Air Force and Coast Guard tuning in here today. So thank you for participating. We really, really appreciate your service. And now, this has been a challenging year, we know, and have half of it year and a half living through the pandemic. With travel becoming an option again, we kind of be curious, which of these destinations will be your first choice for a vacation? We have Hawaii, we have Aspen, we have Paris, Disneyland, and Yellowstone, and my personal favorite, a write-in vote for your backyard. So go ahead and fill that out right now. We'd love to see where you'd love to go, because things are opening up again. It's time that we're making a return to normal, and it's time to have some aspirations for the future. We'd love to have that. The instant poll is taking place as we speak. And I'm not sure where you can see on your monitor, these are hands. They're my hands. Pretty cool, huh? I love live TV. And now, let's see who's there. Everybody wants to go to Hawaii, or Paris, or Disneyland, or possibly Disneyland in Paris. So that was a split vote there. And then, of course, Yellowstone as well. So thank you very much for participating in our poll. And now it's my great pleasure to welcome Colonel Jared Bordwell, commander of the JBLM 1-2 Striker Brigade, to this evening's event. Colonel Bordwell, are you here via Zoom?
Yes, sir. I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, sir. First up to Mr. Mayor Ryder and all the city council members, it is truly awesome, not only for what you're doing this evening with the gala, but also the continued support for both 1-2 Striker Brigade and the roughly 4,600 soldiers within my organization, plus about another 3,000 family members, as well as all the local veterans. So we truly appreciate the incredible efforts that not only the Lacey community does, but also the leadership as they take lead in supporting those veterans. I'd also like to throw out a special thank you for the recent participation in our Memorial Day ceremony this last weekend by the deputy mayor. It was truly awesome to include the Lacey leadership as we honor the men and women that have made the ultimate sacrifice from our organization. And I truly support the Lacey community and what you're doing tonight. And I hope that you do everything you want to do for this evening, and we meet that benchmark of what we're looking for this evening. So again, thank you very much, and truly awesome to be partnered with the city of Lacey.
Thank you, Colonel Bordwell. We in the South Sound are so happy and so fortunate to have the JBLM as a neighbor and a community partner. As the mayor mentioned a little earlier, the Lacey Veteran Services Hub just went through a major renovation and expansion to keep up with the growing demand in services. And Hub manager Keith Looker met up with our camera crew on site to provide a tour of the remodeled facility. So please tune in now and meet Mr. Looker.
Hello, yeah, my name is Keith Looker, and I'm the manager for the Lacey Veteran Service Hub. So we finally have our building remodeled here, so we'd like to do a little tour, so when you come here, you'll be able to find your way around. So if you want to come on in. So we'll start our tour from upstairs. This is where our old offices used to be, so most of you that are familiar with the hub will recognize this area here. So we'll just go upstairs first. So our office over here on the right, which used to be our old office before they remodeled the building, that now is the Lacey Vet Center, their outstation. So when you come here looking for those services, that's where they'll be located here. And then on the other side is our new updated classroom. So you can see we have a very nice classroom here with an audio-visual system. So we'll be doing all of our classes and group sessions will be done in this room here. So we're really excited about this classroom. We're already starting to get a lot of interest, and a lot of organizations are reserving the use of this room here. So we look forward to getting this up and running so we can help out the veterans with the needs that they have here. Okay, so then here's the entranceway to our new offices here for Lacey Veteran Services Hub. So when you come in, you'll come into our main reception area. We'll have our front desk where our volunteers will be staffing to assist you when you come in. For downstairs, we're actually going to have two separate entrances. The entrance that we just came in, and on the far end of the reception area is another handicapped entrance that comes in off the street. So you'll be able to come in on two different entrances now. One of the exciting things is that we're going to have is with the renovation is we're going to have 15 offices now instead of the 6 that we had upstairs. So we're able to provide more services and have more providers here on site. So we'll walk around and take a look at some of the offices here. Okay, so here's one of our standard offices that the providers will have. As part of those, we're also going to have 4 offices that will be set up for audio-visual, so the veterans can come in and do audio-visual or remote healthcare or remote services. And then our other new addition is we're going to actually have a standard food pantry here. So where we had, because of space, we had limited food services through our satellite with the food bank, and now we're going to have a bigger, larger room so we could expand our food distribution that we do. And so currently we have, we're associated with 85 different providers and partners here in the community. So of course not all of them will be coming in here at one time, but some of them coming in part-time, and others will be using the classroom upstairs to help provide those services. See, another addition that we have with our new facility is we're going to have a private conference room so that the service providers that need to do individual meetings will have a quiet location where they get together and discuss their plans and ways we can make the Lacey Veteran Service Hub better as far as our customer service. Okay, so this concludes our tour here at the Lacey Veteran Services Hub. We look forward to having you stop on by. So when you need any services, just free to stop in and see us here.
Thank you, Keith. You folks did an amazing job in that project. If you want to see the Lacey Veteran Services area there, by the way, it's over behind the Lacey branch of South Puget Sound Community College, the old row 6 buildings, and it's been renovated and, as you see, absolutely beautifully. So now it is my pleasure to introduce our keynote speaker for this evening, Congresswoman from the 10th District, the Honorable Marilyn Strickland. Marilyn, are you here?
I am here.
Thanks for coming.
Well, thank you for the introduction, Jerry, and thank you to everyone who is here tonight. My name is Marilyn Strickland. I represent the 10th Congressional District of Washington State, and I'm so proud that Joint Base Lewis McChord and the military community, both active duty and retired and veterans, are part of this community. I want to give a special thank you to Mayor Andy Ryder for all he does to partner with service providers and our community to uplift our veterans and ensure that they're taken care of. We're here tonight to talk about how crucial it is to deliver for our military families, and that's exactly what the Veteran Services Hub does. The Lacey Veteran Services Hub is a pillar of our community and is truly a one-stop shop for the needs of veterans and their families in the South Sound. As Mayor Ryder described to you, it takes a lot of different providers in different places: housing, financial services, mental health, all the things that we know people need help with, but puts it under one roof and makes it easy for people to access. And this is incredibly important because when people sign up to fight for our country, we owe them a debt of gratitude. And we want to make sure that after they're done serving us, that we're taking good care of them so that they can fully participate in society. It's incredibly important for us as a nation to deliver for our military communities and for veterans. And as a daughter of a veteran myself, I know all too well the sacrifices that families make and those who serve. Veterans and service members have fought to protect us, both here at home and abroad, and we have a duty to fight for them as hard as they fight for us. While in Congress as a freshman, and it's only been about 5 months so far, I've introduced the Military Hunger Prevention Act to address the fact that there are those who serve who are dealing with food insecurity. I've also advocated for improved access to healthcare for our veterans, both within the VA and other partners, to ensure that they're getting their calls returned, that they're getting access to service, and again, to ensure that we are meeting their needs. I'm also urging investment in infrastructure around JBLM. We know that as this community continues to grow, and by the way, Lacey is now the largest city in Thurston County, we want to make sure that there are opportunities for people to have mobility, access to housing, and to have their basic needs met. And this is why I was happy to formally request to the House Appropriations Committee funding for the city's Lacey's Veteran Service Hub, and I will continue to advocate for funding to support the organization. Although Military Appreciation Month ended in May, organizations like the Lacey Veterans Hub really are service partners, and they show a few things. With visionary leadership, like demonstrated by Mayor Andy Ryder, we're able to bring communities together, the public sector, the private sector, the nonprofit sector, and really come together to ensure that everyone is utilizing their strengths to provide help and service for our veterans. Now, as we think about our veteran community, we know that some things are happening. You know, way back in the day when people got here to JBLM or here in the region and they retired from the military, they typically went back home to their origin state. Well, here's the truth. This place that we love, the South Puget Sound, has such a spectacular quality of life that people are choosing to stay here. And by making that choice, we have a duty to ensure that the veterans and their families get access to all the services they need. Again, education, healthcare, mental health, financial services, food, housing, all the things that we know help us meet our basic needs. Now, when I think about what it means for me to be a new member of Congress, a freshman who is representing the 10th district, whenever people ask me to talk about the district, I say this: the South Puget Sound is a hidden gem, but people are discovering it. And right in the middle of it is Joint Base Lewis McChord, the largest military installation on the West Coast, and this amazing population of people who have served and are now veterans. As we think about important populations in our region, we want to make sure that people have access to the amazing quality of life that we are so proud of here. And this is why I am dedicated to opportunity, to equity, and ensuring that we are fulfilling our promise as a nation. People who fought for us need people like us to fight for them. I'm so honored to be here today. I'm so glad that I have a strong partner in Mayor Andy Ryder. And again, the Veteran Services Hub in Lacey is really doing such a service, not just the South Sound, but the entire Puget Sound and the state of Washington. It's a demonstration project of what can go well. And to be honest with you, it's a center of excellence. So thank you, congratulations, and thanks to everyone who's here tonight.
Thank you again, Congresswoman, for joining us this evening. We really appreciate all you do. And thank you for helping us support our veterans. And now, we would like to take you to meet one of our extraordinary veterans, our Veterans Hub clients. He's truly a testament to the wonderful work being accomplished there. So let's take a look right now.
My name is Delrente Ian McNeil, 36 years of age. Went to Havre de Grace, Maryland, Havre de Grace High School, graduated. I like to play basketball. Me love to play basketball. I love basketball. I like to eat a lot of food, good food.
Delrente served in the United States Army. He was a private. He came in 2003. After he completed basic training and advanced training, he was stationed at Fort Stewart, Georgia.
My unit was 26 FSB, Forward Support Battalion. Forward Support Battalion. Forward.
and did about 7 months in Iraq, which time, due to injuries he received downrange, he was returned back to the United States, and he was discharged from the Army in 2005.
Because I was at the armory and someone gave me that card. And told me to give it to Keith Looker. And I've been helped ever since.
So Del Ronte came into the hub about a year and a half ago, I think. And he was just kind of browsing around, and he'd come in and he'd have coffee and he'd talk to people a little bit.
He came in looking for housing assistance. He'd been homeless for a while, initially living up into Seattle, and then he had made his way down into Thurston County.
I was staying at the Salvation Army in Olympia. And through the Salvation Army, I was called up upon to where the Drexel House was, which was a shelter. And then from the shelter, I was accepted into the apartment complex.
We were fortunate to partner with the Catholic Community Services and the Drexel DeVoe House. And so by partnering with them, we were able to get him into housing.
Said, hey, need you to make sure that Del Ronte gets taken care of, and that he is able to get all of his paperwork in and move in seamlessly.
Once he got into housing, Del Ronte came back to the hub, and he was concerned that now that he was in the housing, he wanted to make sure that he had an opportunity and the money that he could continue to pay his rent so he wouldn't become homeless again.
At one point in time, I decided that we should at least try to get him in the VA system because he had never tried to file a claim before.
David made it easy for me. He called for me. He used his cell phone and called many places of the e-benefits and the American Lake and got his team to help me.
Once we did that, we learned that he had served in Afghanistan. Because he had served in Afghanistan, that kind of changed the whole benefits thought process we went through.
And so we're working on some of his future needs. With his goals, he's hoping to become completely independent and have a job and a car and be able to settle down and be just like everybody else.
To move up, get a vehicle, drive, and obey the regulations of my driving.
Every day is a new challenge for Del Ronte, and he takes everything with stride. So I'm super excited to be continuing working with him.
Our next step with Del Ronte is we're going to help him find employment. So he has been working with the WorkSource and our employment personnel at the hub to help develop a work plan. Let's see what else. Are you thinking about going to work, or?
Yes.
So what kind of work would you like to do?
Factory.
Factory work.
Warehouse. When can I start work?
Del Ronte, thank you so much for your courage and perseverance. You're truly an inspiration to all of us and so many in the veteran community. So, ladies and gentlemen, you can help ensure that even more of our deserving veterans are able to access the vital services they deserve. If you are so moved, please visit the URL you see on the screen here and make a donation in any amount that's meaningful to you. So hold up for just a second. I would like you to look at this URL on the bottom here, and I would like you to go to the website now, ladies and gentlemen. Lacey Mayer's Gala website, if you can't type in all of this URL here, and consider making a substantial donation. Consider it for a very, very good reason. These veterans have given everything for us. They've given everything to make our country the strong place that it is, to preserve freedom and to preserve the things that we hold dear in our country. The least we can do is give something back to them. The least we can do, ladies and gentlemen, tonight is to go to the website and donate $20, $50, $100, $5,000, whatever it is you can do. Maybe this is a place for you to use that stimulus check that you said, you know, I don't really need this. Where can I put this? Where can this go? This is a good place for it to go. You saw what the Lacey Veteran Services Hub does. It connects veterans with the essential services they need to survive in a very, very tough world. They did everything to make things possible for you. It's time for us to make things possible for them. Is that okay? Can you do that now? Okay. Thank you very much.
What a wonderful night. And as we bring the 2021 Virtual Mayor's Gala to a close, I'd like to just take a moment to express my sincere thanks to all of you for spending your evening with us, for opening your hearts and for your pocketbooks. And truly, you are truly what makes the South Sound the incredible community that it is. And another thing that makes this community so great is all the great businesses that support our veterans. We heard earlier Councilmember Stedman talk about a couple of local businesses that support the Lacey Veteran Services Hub tonight. Well, one of my best friends, the First Lady and myself, Rick and Marie Nelson, who owns Ricardo's, had noticed that I'm in there quite often with a certain special drink I like to have. It's a Manhattan, and they came up with a Mayor's Manhattan, and $2 of every one of those purchases for now until next year, this time next year, will be going to the Lacey Veteran Services Hub. And that really means so much to me, that they would invest in something that's so near and dear to my heart. And so Rick and Marie, I love you too, and I look forward to heading over there right after this gala is done and start contributing to the Lacey Veteran Services Hub. So God bless our veterans of the past and the present and the future, and God bless the city of Lacey, our Veteran Services Hub, and the United States of America. Thank you. Love you.